I'm going to try and lift the Champions League, but with defenders only. That's right, it's Denzel Dumfries' time to shine as a striker, with attributes that make it look like he was born to do this. But what are the other defenders who have attributes good enough to play in attacking positions? Because we are also using a strict rule that any players with a natural position that isn't a defender or a wingback is excluded. For example, Joshua Kimmich is also a natural midfielder, so he can't be used. So we need to fill out our full 11 in a 4-2-3-1. I think that's the best way to go outside of a goalkeeper, because of course he can't really put a goalkeeper in goal. So we're using Eintracht Frankfurt, who were the Europa League winners last year. We just now need to fill the squad with the rest of our defenders. Now, I've also got rid of all of Eintracht Frankfurt's actual defenders, so we're going to start completely from scratch. The only players that they've got originally is their goalkeeper, which we're going to keep. So we're going to start off at right back, and I've brought in one man, Jules Koundé, for that role. For the reason is that he can also play a little bit further up the pitch should we need him to. He's a very good attacking right wing back, plus he can defend. He can cover centre back as well, and of course drop into like a defensive midfield option. Very well rounded. If you're looking at as a player who doesn't have any weaknesses, it's Jules Koundé, isn't it? Now, I wanted to find somebody similar to Koundé for the left-hand side, but I couldn't quite find somebody as good. However, Alvaro Carreras was a guy that I thought we needed to bring in because he's, again, quite well-rounded, but the defensive attributes that he has, I think, is perfect, and he has enough about him to go forward and cause some damage. Plus, he's brilliant and can play wing-back. Now, with the amount of decent centre-backs who can play with the ball quite well in defensive midfield, I felt like for the actual centre-backs, we just need to find two of the best defenders. So, originally I was going to go for an advanced centre-back, kind of the libero. I don't think we need to now. Let's stick it with the ball-playing centre-back, and let's go with Virgil van Dijk. An obvious choice, but he is the best current ability defender on the game. Now, he can play defensive midfield, but I think they're better players for that role. And next to Virgil van Dijk, it should be no real surprise, but I'm going for a left-footed centre-back in Alessandro Bastoni. Probably just the best left-footed centre-back on the game. Now, into the defensive midfielder position, for obvious reasons, we are going for John Stones. And next to him in a more defensive role, we have got Nico Schlotterbeck. So he's a little bit better with the ball in terms of most centre-backs, but that tackling of 17 and those mental attributes are perfect, plus he's left-footed. Now, here comes the fun ones, because on the right-hand side of that attacking midfield spot, we've got Alejandro Grimaldo. Of course, he can play, technically, on that attacking midfield left. We're not breaking any rules, but with him being left-footed and with us playing an inside forward, I think he's better suited on the right. Which means on the left-hand side, we're going to do the same thing, but this time with Achraf Hakimi. Of course, the Moroccan player who plays for PSG. Very similar type of player of Grimaldo. Amazing going forward and not a bad defender either. That pace is electrifying, and he's going to be going down the left-hand side. But in the middle, I think a lot of people would have guessed this one, because Trent Alexander-Arnold has been flirting with this position before in the past. That 19 for passing, very good vision. Yes, we're going to stick him in that attacking midfield spot. Of course, that's our starting 11. We needed to fill the rest of the pitch up, so we've got the likes of Saliba, Pedro Porro, Nuno Mendes, Upamecano, all of these players here, including Renan Lodi, who's actually a free transfer, didn't have a club at all. So they're also all going to be part of this. It's a little experiment. But if we go to the match day and we go to the tactics, this is going to be the team that I'm going to try and play every single time by using that save team selection and make sure that this is going to be the team that we play every Champions League fixture with. Going into the season before our first Champions League match turned out to be a lot better than I thought it would. We won our first game in the league against Werder Bremen 5-0 in the Bundesliga, with Trent and Dumfries combining in the first minute of the match. And we followed that with a 2-1 win against Hoffenheim, where Virgil van Dijk scored an amazing counter-attacking goal and then drew 1-1 away to Leverkusen. What is happening? Have we found like something crazy, like the strikerless tactic or something, but for some reason all the defenders are just amazing together? Well, to truly find out, we go to the first Champions League match, and it's an away fixture against Arsenal, so no easy task. But of course, we have some of their defenders. And so although the season started well in the league, this is what we are really interested in. Can a team full of defenders win on the biggest stage of club football? One thing that you'd like to hope is that because we've got so many good defenders, we won't concede as many. But obviously the trouble is going to be scoring the goals. They don't necessarily have the best attacking options. Some of them obviously we picked for that exact reason, but they don't necessarily know how to play the role correctly. And that's what I'm worried about. So maybe we'll see lots of 1-0s, 1-1s, clean sheets, or maybe we'll just get absolutely destroyed because they don't really know what to do when the ball comes to them in the opposition's half. We'll have to find out. But right now, this highlight's been going on for absolutely ages, and neither side has really got the other side of the halfway line. This is on key highlights. Here we go. Martin Odegaard down the right-hand side. He's already had one little go at the goal before, but it was a great block. So back post is cleared. This highlight continues. Martinelli, Odegaard again. Block shot. I am definitely on key highlights. I promise you now. Key highlights. This highlight itself has been going on for 2 minutes. And it's ended in a goal. Of course, it's ended in a goal, and it's Victor Gyökeres. And it's 1-0 Arsenal. We did end up scoring through Denzel Dumfries, but unfortunately for us, we were already 5-1 down at that point. I mean, at least we scored, but that isn't promising, is it? Annoyingly, we followed that up with another league win, which was 4-0, but it's Inter Milan next in the Champions League. And it was an away trip again, but this time we started way better, and we took the lead through an own goal. Inter Milan did pull one back in the first half to make it 1-1 when Martinez found Thuram, who did score. But we are on the board with 3 points in the league phase of the Champions League when Hakimi, in a tight space, got a great shot off. A very weird start to the season, but it's Bayern Munich next in the league, and Juventus at home soon follows in October. We did manage to win against Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga before losing the next fixture against Freiburg. But of course, now it's Champions League time. This Juventus team was at its full strength and have been doing really well in the Champions League so far, winning their opening 2 fixtures. With us being at home, I was still hopeful in getting at least a point, and with some easier fixtures to come in the Champions League, that would still keep me happy with the progression. But when we went 2-0 up, I was once again starting to believe we were going on to win it in style. However, the second half was incredibly disappointing, and we threw away our 2-goal lead and 2 points. This left me with a lot more questions than answers, and I'll be honest, the main question is, when are you going to subscribe? Come on, 40% of you nearly? Watch these videos, haven't subscribed yet? It's free. Press that button. We are still top of the Bundesliga with just 1 loss all season to Freiburg, and we need to continue this now into Europe, as it's Bilbao next, and that's a team we really need to take 3 points against if we want to win the whole thing. And we got away with it, keeping a clean sheet and scoring just the only goal thanks to striker Dumfries. What followed was 2 more home fixtures against Monaco and Manchester City, with a 3-0 win against Monaco, followed by a 2-1 against Manchester City coming from behind.
Nice.
So far we're at the end of the year in terms of the Champions League. We've got 2 more fixtures to play, but I thought we'd have a quick look at statistics. Alejandro Grimaldo is top scorer with 16. He's been playing predominantly from the right. He also has 6 assists. Dumfries has got 12 goals, still very good. In terms of assists, Hakimi from the left-hand side and Trent have both got 11 and 10. So, in the Champions League phase, the most important thing, we are on for qualification right now. In the league phase, we're in 6th place there. Of course, we've lost and drew 1 fixture. But we definitely should be finishing in that playoff spot. I reckon another win, and we are easily in there, in the top 8, I think. And then in terms of the Bundesliga, we're top of that too, and we're 5 points above Bayern Munich. In January, our 7th match of the UEFA Champions League campaign was against Marseille, and it was a comfortable 3-0 win in France, with Dumfries scoring 2 goals as well. That secured our playoff spot before our final league game phase against Newcastle. And to avoid any extra rounds in the knockout playoffs, which could easily be a risky tie, we wanted to win. And after taking the lead on 2 occasions, we found ourselves level at 3-3 going into injury time, where Schlotterbeck banged in the winner from the penalty spot, leaving us in 5th place after our only loss came at the hands of Arsenal, who sit in 4th. Before our round of 16 tie though, we faced Bayern Munich twice and we beat them twice, knocking them out of the DFB Pokal and continuing our great run in the league. Back to business though, and a real tough tie against Atletico Madrid next in the Champions League, with the first being played in Madrid. However, defensively we were solid and pulled off an amazing 1-0 win thanks to a great goal by Hakimi. In the second leg, Atletico scored first to equalise on aggregate in Frankfurt, but once again, we were blessed with 2 goals from Denzel Dumfries, who's now become our top scorer across the season, and those 2 goals helped us progress 3-1 on aggregate into the quarterfinals. And it was straight into our toughest test yet, PSG. A win here not only knocks out last season's winners, but puts us into the Champions League semi-final using only defenders. The game itself turned out to be rather boring. It finished 0-0, however we did have way more shots than them, so looks good for the second leg. In that second leg, it stayed goalless again until injury time, and in the 92nd minute, Pedro Porro robbed the PSG defence and put in a perfect cross for Dumfries to score the winner. Although we probably did deserve it, given that we had 27 shots. My guess as to how we've been so successful so far anyway is because, well, a lot of the goals we are winning the ball high up the pitch. We're playing gegenpress, and of course with us all having great defensive attributes in every single position, they know where to go. They're defensively minded. They're better at defending than what they are attacking. So when we are playing a high press with a much higher defensive line and a trigger press, counter pressing and getting stuck in, which is exactly what we've been doing, they're further up the pitch. They win the ball higher up the pitch when an attacker who might not have as good a defensive attributes might not win the ball as much as what these guys are. Our biggest test was yet to come though, as in the semi-finals, it was Real Madrid, the most successful team in the competition's history. And we seem to have finally met our match, as they were far superior in Madrid, comfortably going 2 goals up, and even when we responded through a goal from Hakimi, they scored a third to give us a lot to do in the second leg. We needed a big performance from the lads though, and we gave ourselves hope early on. Come on, won the ball back. Yes, Hakimi. That's good. Oh, there's the run. Trent from centre attacking midfield against, of course, the club we stole him from. I think we've got 2 players from Real Madrid, both their fullbacks. That was a good goal. That's a good start. Only 9 minutes in as well. All right, Real Madrid are passing it around now, and they're looking quite dangerous too. Rodrigo, Valverde. Come on, we don't want to concede now. Not that we've got ourselves back into the game. Schlotterbeck has done well. Find a man. There we go. Hakimi. Back to John Stones. That's a lovely ball out to Koundé. That is a lovely ball. Oh, Jinx. Whoa, what a pass. Oh, Schlotterbeck with the finish. He's got the captain's armband as well. That is some finish into the top corner of his left peg. That's unbelievable. What a goal that is. All right, it's level. But can we get a third? Van Dijk, well won. Back to Santos, Bastoni now. Carreras, that's the other player we've stole. Verge. John Stones. Okay. Trent. Sprays it out to Carreras. There we go. Hakimi on the overlap. Pull it back. Oh, don't lose it now. Oh, he's done well. Bit of time and space. John Stones. Grimaldo. There's an overlap. There's Koundé. Jules Koundé. Trent again! Trent again might have won it. If we can hold on, we could be going to the final, boys. We did indeed hold on to progress through to the UEFA Champions League final, and it's Arsenal who will be the team we will have to beat to lift the trophy, who of course gave us a 5-1 hammering at the start of the season at the Emirates. We got some practice in along the way of lifting trophies to the final as we finished the league season as champions and defeated Greuther Fürth in the DFB Pokal final, so we were on for the treble somehow. Alright, it's match day for the Champions League final against Arsenal, but let's have a quick look at the statistics for this team before we see whether they win the big one or not. Denzel Dumfries is the top scorer, 47 goals and 4 assists. He's declining as well, which isn't great, but hey, he is 30 years of age and we're playing him out of position. He can finally play the position kind of. That is naturally. Yeah, that is a natural position now. I think by January, he was only at sort of like the orange colour, so he's done very well to get there. Grimaldo there with 28 and 18 has probably been the MVP of the season. The player I didn't expect to do as well. What I am noticing is with these guys playing out of position, a lot of their attributes are declining, which it's because obviously they're trying to learn a new role, so it isn't great. But Hakimi's had a great year. So's Trent with 17 and 16. Hakimi with 21 assists. He's kind of got the most there. Jules Koundé and Carreras, who we've been playing majority of the time at fullback, 15 and 12 assists. But let's go into this final match then of the season. against Arsenal. Last time against Arsenal then, they absolutely stuffed us 5-1. Our first game in the Champions League, of course, and it didn't start very well either. Victor Gyökeres scored quite early on, and we really struggled. We didn't actually score our goal, the fifth, until after their fifth one. So, again, very much an embarrassment. But it's been the only bad result that we've kind of had in the Champions League all season. Yeah, we lost to Real Madrid, and we drew another game along the way or two, but we've been doing all right, despite having a full team of defenders. These guys have actually been performing quite well in this competition. Tell you what, we're doing really well from kickoff. Opening up, Denzel Dumfries has had a header tipped over the bar within 24 seconds of the match starting. What a great start to this Champions League final. Grimaldo is going to whip one in. There it is. Denzel Dumfries has scored within the first minute of the Champions League final. His 11th goal in 15 matches. The near post corner still works on Football Manager, although I haven't done it like fully optimized. We've got two players running at the near post. It's just a near post header, but there we go. We're 1-0 up already. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Are we actually going to do this with defenders? This is mental. Possession-wise, we are getting battered. I think Arsenal have like 70% possession, but I guess if you look at it in terms of how the match structures. Oh my God, Jules Koundé, yes, high at the pitch. Trent's played it back to him, right on his chest. We've gone backwards. John Stones. Oh, lovely. Oh my God, what a cross from Jules Koundé. That was unbelievable. A Travella. And Denzel Dumfries has hit the post from a header. We are straight into another highlight. Carreras has won the header against Saka. But Victor Gyökeres, he's up by himself. It's a bad... Uh-oh. Is that going to be a red? No. All right, we're all good. I thought Van Dijk was getting sent off then, because it was just a weird highlight to have a foul in it. But there we go. Mascara to Timber. So, obviously, we do have Saliba and Gabriel. So, that is a bit of a disadvantage for Arsenal. But at the end of the day, we don't have any strikers. So, there we go. Deflected shot. I think Santos would have had it covered. He's actually quite a good goalkeeper. Surprised. We haven't had to worry about anything in goal. Declan Rice with a set piece. Virgil van Dijk clears it. Oh, God, Saka with a good shot. Still 1-0. Some of you lucky ones might have a little hype button underneath the video playing right now. If you do have that, please give that a smash. It really helps a channel like this. It lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed the video. I mean, you've got this far, you must be enjoying it. So if you have got that, only a few people get it. I sometimes don't have it at all there, and then sometimes it's there every single time I log on to YouTube. So, yeah, give that button a smash. Really do appreciate it if you do. All right, well, it's half-time. Arsenal haven't had a shot on target yet, so this is very different to the 5-1 that we experienced at the start of the season. But, of course, that was away from home. This is a neutral ground, the Pushgas Arena. Only one goal, and it was in the first minute. They have been dominating us in terms of the possession, but so far it's so good. What are the challenges, by the way, would you want to see me take on? Now that we are, I'm enjoying little challenges like this. This is defenders only. Maybe we do strikers only, and we've got to stop them from scoring. Or, do strikers only, but with a defensive tactic. I don't know. Let us know. Maybe we do like slow players only. I don't know. There's loads of challenges we could take on within the same sort of format, because I'm kind of curious about which works well and which doesn't. I didn't think defenders only would work this well. I didn't think we'd get to the final, let alone be 1-0 up in that final, and holding off Arsenal, the one team that's managed to beat us in this competition so far. And they've actually had only one shot on target after 60 minutes. We've had 10. But it's the first highlight of the second half. And it's played out to Martinelli, who... Did he forget where the ball went? What's going on there? Van Dijk clears it. Timber plays it out to Calafiori. But this is what I like. We're so good. Oh, no. Oh, Martin Odegaard's in. That's a good goal. It's a terrible goal for us. I was literally just about to say this is what I like, because our press is so good and we've been so secure. And then we concede. It's now 1-1, and the defence there were absolutely napping. Look at all the space. Oh, that's terrible. Bastoni was caught between two players, didn't know whether to go left or right. He should have committed to one, because standing in the middle, you gave him two options, and Odegaard scored. Okay, can we get it? I don't really want to make any changes just yet. The likes of Pedro Porro has been good to come off the bench. You might have even seen a couple of highlights where he's won us the game, in fact. Erdegaard again, though. Oh dear. Right. Erdegaard. Plays it across. Zubamendi scores. Oh, no. We were so close. They only have one shot on target, and now we're really struggling. Let's get a shout in there. Come on. Demand more. The classic. Bastoni again, just getting absolutely done by Martin Erdegaard, who's not really known for his take-on dribbling skills. Still, Zubamendi makes it 2-1 to Arsenal. I think we need to bring on the likes of Pedro Porro. Grimaldo, he's been so good for us this year, is not having a good game. Pedro Porro can come on there. Do you know what? Let's bring on Miles Skelly, who has been another sort of player that I've been enjoying bringing on into that. And I'll tell you what, we're going to bring off Bastoni and bring on Gabriel. 2 Arsenal players coming on and a Spurs player against Arsenal in the final of the Champions League. So, 3 changes, but I think they're all needed. Oh, God, don't concede a third. Bukayo Saka with a corner. Whips it in. Oh, dear. Hincampi has scored. This is like the Arsenal we've seen at the start of the season. And now Defenders FC have got it all to do. I'm not going to change the tactic. We're keeping it as we are. It's got us this far. I also wouldn't know what to do, really. Do you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. We will put advanced wingbacks on. Advanced wingbacks have been so good for us. Not in this challenge, but just in general. Advanced wingbacks. There we go. Can we create 2 chances and bring this back level and take it to extra time at the very least? What a terrible second half. They've only had 4 shots on target. They scored 3 chances in a row, but I don't think this is going to happen now. Bukayo Saka steps over it. Free kick in the 89th or the 90th minute now. Santos tips it over. Oh, such a shame. Such a shame to get this close and go 1-0 up and still not be able to lift the trophy with defenders. I honestly can't believe how dominant they were, just sort of like consistently. I thought this would be a good experiment because I thought it would be like they would win 2 or 3 and then lose a long spell. Win 2 or 3 and lose a long spell. And I'd have to really game manage in the Champions League. But I haven't had to do that at all. I mean, even in the league fixtures against like Bayern Munich, we were just a better team. That's a penalty. There's a small chance we bring this back now. Because if we score this penalty, we might have 3 minutes to get another. Okay, let's fire them up after this penalty. Come on, who's taking it? 19? I can't remember the numbers. He's got a shoulder problem, though. Shake it off. John Stones. Get in. Right, come on. First goal in 15. Come on, John. Pick up the ball. We've got 2 and a bit minutes to find an equaliser. Is it going to be possible? Oh, you just wanted one. We just wanted one, and we haven't done it. Oh, we were so close. Arsenal have been our bogey team, though, and we got this team using defenders only. No natural positions in midfield or attack, all the way to the Champions League final. But we fell at the last hurdle. I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. Make sure you are subscribed if you haven't done so already. And if you like challenges like this, where we try and do something unique to win the Champions League, there's one on screen right now where I only signed players that were out of contract and we tried to win them with Ajax.